What's going on, everybody? Mike here. If you'd like to join the ever-growing Fly Casual community, please take a moment right now to subscribe to our channel and share with a friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And the first time I saw the movie, I was like,
everything is ruined forever.
like, it messed me up. I was like, I love this song my whole life, and now I know that it's all about, hey, it's okay to commit suicide. It's fine. Everything's fine.
All good. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about suicide. It's great. It's painless. Just do it.
It's no big
Going off
deal.
yourself. And I'm like, no Robert Altman movie masterpiece. No. Anyway.
Oh,
without further ado, it's time to get right into that business. Just do it. Just do it.
Suicide
We're going to talk about
painless.
our favorite TV songs. Howie, throw me some MASH. You got to quit bobbing the head.
Or you could do it on YouTube or something, maybe.
Well,
this has got to be just ruining people's ears right now.
Yeah.
Play MASH for me.
Oh, you actually want me to play
Mash me up.
Mash it.
No, don't play. Oh, God.
No, not that.
No, God, don't play the lyrics. And that's the other thing, like the voices. And we can kill ourselves. We can just go die. Oh, my gosh. It's depressing. But go, let's play the TV theme. Howie's going to have to queue it up. Y'all have to be patient. Yup, dip, dip. Dude, what have you done? Actually, the pilot episode of MASH, and it might even be the first few episodes,
Where they have that.
there are some lyrics. Now, there are versions of those that don't, but I have like the whole series on DVD.
This is pretty classic.
I got the
This is pretty
goosebumps.
classic.
This is a show, as old as it is, there is never a time that I'm not ready to watch MASH. If it's on,
Yeah.
I'm watching it. My
That
wife...
was one of those growing up when it was on TV. We'd stop. We'd
When my
watch.
wife and I were first started talking on the phone, because like we knew each other when we were children, but we reconnected over the internet. We started talking on the phone, and she was like, "Oh, I love MASH," and my wife is full of crap. I don't know if you know my wife, you know she's full of crap. And I didn't believe her, and I said, "Oh yeah, where is Frank Burns from?" And she goes, "Fort Wayne." And I was like, "Oh my God, I have to marry this woman," because she knew where Frank Burns was from, right here in Fort Wayne. And we
why would
both
you claim Frank Burns.
well, because I felt like, who are you not going to remember the
He doesn't
backstory?
have a chin.
But who in you chinless bastard? I MASH may be. It's easily top 5 favorite shows of all time. It might be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
MASH is
We're
a
talking
show
themes, not shows,
to
brah.
me that MASH is completely timeless. Partially because it's a period piece from the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Took place in the early 50s during the Korean War. And I feel like
It was well done, man.
and Family Guy has famously lampooned the fact that MASH is a great TV show, except when Alan Alda got into directing, because that's when you got some of the redonkulously serious episodes.
Oh,
So what does this have to do with the theme?
I just love the theme song so freaking much.
Oh, okay, just checking.
It's the show ran for years, and when the final episode aired,
free one.
when the final episode aired, it beat like everything that had been on TV in the ratings
for a long time. It still ranks up there. It's probably still top 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
it is like one of the top watched things ever in history.
In history
was the goodbye, farewell, whatever.
You got to remember when this happened, there was 4 channels.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
for most people, cable existed, but not for many people.
I was going to say not on a mass scale like it is today, and. So, I mean, when there was an event like that, most people watched it.
Every time I hear the theme, you're flying over the 407 7th, you got the Jeep running in your face, you got the choppers landing, you got Hawkeye and BJ or Hawkeye and Trapper leaning over the gurneys and all that stuff. I'm transported every single time. I love that song, and this will be the test throughout this episode. I've got
the goosebumps.
I got the goosebumps. I got the goose pimples. I've got the goose flesh right now. I love that song. And in college, when Garrick and I first discovered Napster,
yeah.
We stayed up late. He's sitting at his desk. I'm sitting at my desk. We're not saying a word to each other. and I'm looking for Suicide is Painless.
Down on the tune.
And I hadn't said a word. I hadn't hummed a note. And I went, oh, I found it. And Garrick turns to me. We'd been in silence for like an hour and goes, Suicide is Painless? I went, yeah. Wait, how did you know that? And Garrick looks at me and goes, I don't know.
I just know stuff.
I drink and I know stuff.
And since then, one of my greatest friends, I'm still a little creeped out by. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That was one of those weird moments, man. So anyway, okay.
All right.
Who's
So
next?
how are we going to do that?
We're gonna clockwise?
We're going to, yeah, that's fine.
Clockwise.
So we're just going to kind of do one off. So you
last.
started.
Clockwise is the order of intro when I'm not drunk. Mike.
Okay. So
Mike's got a laundry list, and a couple of them are mine. So you.
That's all right. We're going to hit these, man.
Yeah.
So I kind of like divided these up in my head. So if we're going to each do 3 tonight, I think that's what we're going to try to do.
We're going to try to do 3 because we also have some from the Discord that we want to share from, from
so we
listeners
need
and
to
friends
hurry
of the
this
show.
along.
Yes.
Exactly. So I've divided these in my head. I've got like
Howie's Taco Bell is
really
burnt a
old
hole.
school. Then I've got kind of more, when I was growing up in the 80s ish, and then kind of more modern.
Right,
so
right.
let's start with
my goodness.
I'm going to start modern day. I'm going to go against the grind here. And I'm going to say Game of Thrones, man.
Game of Thrones.
Like
Howie, cue it up. You get the intro and you get the big old the puzzle thing or the big
I'll tell you what,
cuckoo clock from the Grand Maester's house.
There's a lot of shows that you watch nowadays.
There it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of shows that when you start them, you just skip through.
Yeah. This
is one that I literally
Absolutely.
watched every time.
Absolutely.
I think I'm the same.
changes a
I think
lot.
I can say the same.
Dude, it gets you in the mood, man.
That's the thing. I have a hard time saying that this song is that great.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
But what you said is accurate. It actually sets the tone for the show.
Yes.
And that right alone is part of a
and
big TV.
also every year they
added to the animations.
The animations.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because it did such a great job.
Because it
but
looks
art
like this
changed every
amazing
year.
clockwork
Yeah.
display thing that's all CG, but it actually is a thing that's supposed to exist in the Game of Thrones universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good song.
It's a gorgeous song, man.
It is a really good song.
And transport, like I said, as soon as you hear those first few notes, you're transported immediately.
It's funny because Game of Thrones is like a past thing now.
I know, that
Here we
is
go.
so strange.
We just hit the drop right there.
Wait for the drop.
We add to it. We really do.
You know, if I can't sing along with the theme, then it's not worth anything.
Oh man, because you're in for a ride.
Yeah.
Well, if Petrie was here, what he'd be doing right now? Boobs and wieners,
Yeah.
boobs and wieners, boobs and wieners.
No, it's just wieners, wieners. Which I think is like a South Park thing. If I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There were a
right.
lot of wieners in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, there was.
And a fair amount of boobies.
Yes, truth.
Both things.
That's a thing.
So basically, I hold the key if I'm going to play the whole thing or not. And that was worth
Oh.
playing the whole thing.
Yeah,
It
man.
surprises
man.
literally no one.
Yeah.
All right, Howie. What is next on the TV theme
All right. So
carousel that we were on?
it's kind of funny. I'm bringing this one up first just because I want to get it out of the way. And I just forgot the. Okay, so this is not something that I watched,
Frasier. You were going to say Frasier.
but I was young when it came out. It was like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
But I remember the theme song to it.
Yes.
And it was Rolling Stones Paint It Black.
I was going to say Paint It Black. That was going to be my first guess.
It was I looked this up earlier so I would remember it.
There
And
must be some kind of way out of here. Sorry.
yeah, well, that's also that's great too.
That would not be the Rolling Stones.
but I always
Tour
think
of Duty.
of that. Tour of Duty. Use Paint It
Tour
Black
of
as a
Duty?
theme song. Wow, Howie's really stretching it.
What's Tour of Duty?
This
I've never heard
is
of
why
that.
it's kind of weird. But when we first started talking about this, it was like immediately popped in my head
Right.
because I've never heard that song until this, and it really just kind of struck a chord with me.
Right.
So that was pretty freaking awesome. For me, let's open up for whatever reason explosions.
Oh man,
I love that song.
I've never seen this show, and I
That's a
got the
great
goose
song.
pimples because I love this song as well. So
Great song.
one of the only Rolling Stones songs
Yeah.
I love.
But it's like I said, I never really watched. I don't know if I even watched a full episode or anything because I don't know that my parents would have let me. But it's Vietnam. It's Vietnam War.
My foot is involuntarily tapping.
Yeah, see,
I love this song.
it's a fantastic opening to a
Yeah, and
TV show.
honest to God, I am one of an oldies and classic rock lover. I'm one of the biggest critics of the Rolling Stones, and I love this.
Yeah, no, this is a fantastic song. Yeah,
Ruby Tuesday can sug it. By the way, just FYI, that song is terrible.
but yeah, I'm not going to let
But they
this
have a
play the
great
whole time
salad bar.
because
Yeah,
I didn't,
yeah,
Just
no,
'cause.
man, I've never even heard of that show. Tour of Duty.
Tour of
neither.
Duty,
Tour of Duty.
87 to 90, so only 3
I didn't
years.
expect Howie to hit us with the abstraction so hard right up
Yeah,
front.
I don't think I've heard of that
super
either.
impressed. Wow. All right, Garrick, what's up?
All right, so a lot of people on Discord, I guess, stole this run prior to
I have not even seen the Discord discussion, and I'm so pissed because I'm afraid I'm going to railroad.
So yeah, I had
It's
a
gonna
lot
happen.
of trouble narrowing this down because there's so many good themes.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, the theme songs for TV shows were designed to get you excited.
Back in the day
I'll
when
tell
they
you.
actually took time to do it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, now you just skip intro.
Yeah.
5 seconds, 8 seconds tops.
But back then it was like an event. So like this is a show that no one talks about unless you ask. Hey, have you ever seen Airwolf?
Airwolf!
Yes,
I knew that one of you would pull Airwolf. I
Oh,
wasn't
my.
gonna, but I knew one of you would.
Oh man, I loved this show.
I'm so happy
much.
that you did this
And
because I wasn't
theme
gonna.
song is just that like that techno like
Yeah.
The 80s
It's kind of ahead of
electro.
its time a little bit,
Yeah.
man.
yeah, it's got that really heavy beat to it. It's just listen, you know you're in for a second when you hear that.
Oh, my goose pimples are good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be numb by the time we're done with this podcast.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get the benefit of
and
watching
some
these
Ernest
I
intros.
know
Borgnine.
how he's getting to watch the intro.
best character name ever, Stringfellow Hawk.
Oh, it is, man. That is the shit.
How do you come
Stringfellow.
up with that kind of name, Stringfellow?
I have a feeling
All one
we're gonna be
word.
pretty 80s heavy.
Yeah,
I think we
I am
are,
for
but-
sure.
You know,
But yeah, I used to watch this late at night on a black and white TV.
yes,
It's
dude.
All I had it that we could get in my room.
Yeah.
TVs were expensive back then.
That's
This
what we
is
had in the
great.
kitchen. The kitchen had a little black and white TV.
Yeah, I'd crank it up when this came in. Oh, it's so good.
Good stuff.
I mean, there's some that are going to be easy, right? Like I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but we're all only doing a few here, right? But like you could obviously like Cheers is one of the most memorable songs ever, right?
Right. Mhm.
And it's like I love the theme to Night Court and stuff, but I like the fact that we're all like I did MASH, that was easy, but we're kind of digging a little bit here, and I'm feeling good about that. Mine are
Good
gonna be
stuff.
mine are all gonna be super cheap compared to what you guys are.
This
already doing.
this was an over 5 minute
Oh, nice.
playing
Yeah,
of
play
it.
the whole
So
thing.
Well, you
So-
better queue up some Dr. Sam Beckett because I'm going full on quantum.
Oh,
Oh yeah!
Oh, my
Quantum
gosh.
Leap.
When I saw this on
Sweet.
Mike's list, Mike's like, "Oh, here's my 30."
no,
I was like, "You bastard!"
I just tried to give us some quick
You
links.
bastard.
I don't necessarily say that that's my song.
the Quantum
so.
Leap song is one of those that hits me in like an emotional.
we have to
chord.
wait for a commercial.
Of course we do. So
Yeah.
this one hits me on such an emotional tune, and I actually came to Quantum Leap like halfway series. There it is. I don't remember that. Like,
Yeah, no, I was like, this
I think,
is this right?
I think that was cutting from a opening
Yeah.
scene. So
Oh boy!
oh boy. This song doesn't fit the pace of the show at all, except that it has a lot of heart to it.
But that's so-
which the character of Sam Beckett was all heart.
yeah, right.
But then it hits the adventure side when we
Yes.
get part way through the song. You hear it
Right.
coming up.
Da, 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 da.
All right, here it comes. Here comes the horses. The horses. You see the horses? That's the adventure part.
Yeah, man.
So this song actually like has two different tones.
It really does.
It does
yeah.
the heart and then the adventure and then it goes back to the heart. I love that about this song. See, now we're back to the heart because that's Sam.
You're right. I mean, it's not It's not.
It's not a complex tune in any way. It's not.
And you're right.
Anyway,
it almost doesn't fit, but it's just so closely tied.
And then you
with
get that little
show.
comedy
That's
twist. That
actually-
little comedy twist right there. Oh, that song. It like that show. First off, every episode was different.
That show is brilliant.
There was only basically 2 cast members that were in every episode.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They're both fantastic.
And of course, the guy who played Gushy was in it several times. He was a weird off-kilter comedian, stand-up comedian from that time.
Right.
But other than that, and like the evil leaper, it was only 2 characters. And I feel like that intro covers their characters completely. It's like the sense of urgency and adventure in the middle. But that little gets you that little twist because there's always that little bit of comedy in the show too.
Yep.
I loved that show. And that's one of the rare shows that my mother and my sister were both into too.
Yeah.
All 3 of us. My dad went to sleep early, whatever. But we loved that show. And the theme song takes me back every freaking time.
Yeah.
I love it. Goose Pimples, every song so far. Every song.
I'm still pining for a follow-up to that. Like a little mini series or something to wrap that show.
They threatened it, but at this point,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Dean Stockwell's probably too old to come back.
Dean Stockwell is kind of past, but yeah.
Did he die?
Yes, he's no longer with us.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't want to do the rest. I'm sad now.
Scott Bakula's with
I
us.
have a picture of like an 8-year-old Dean Stockwell with the Yankees somewhere in this room. Like, I'm a big Dean fan.
Well, then move us along, Mike.
Yeah, do it.
So
my
before
turn.
Corey cries.
Okay.
I'm going to cry.
All right. So
Here it comes.
this one, there's a couple of reasons I like this
I don't know
one,
why I did
right? It's not only.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a couple of reasons I like this one. First off, it was a show that I watched all the time as a kid. It's going to be an 80s one. So here we go.
Yeah.
But it also has a special place for me because when
introduce it and then say all this, how he has time to watch the commercial.
Thank you, please.
A-Team.
Hey! I was wondering if we would get Airwolf and A-Team.
So one of the other reasons this holds a special place in my heart is I think
same composer as Quantum Leap.
Yep.
there you go. But
Also produced by Donald P.
one of the
Bellisario.
first dates I had with my wife, we were talking TV shows, and she literally busted out this.
Yes.
Was sent to prison by
Word for word.
for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Yeah.
Intrigue.
So talk about adventure, right? I mean, this is there's no letting up on this
left
one.
the gunfire in it.
I know. The gunfire that never
man.
killed anyone.
No, never hit a person, not a soul.
It's been such a long time since I've actually seen the intro to this.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's great.
How much cigar chomping?
Yeah. Well, now we're on Face. So.
How about Dirk Benedict and the Cylon walking by? And he
Yep.
goes,
Yep.
Yep. He just points at it like, I was in
And then,
that.
of course,
Wait a
my
minute.
favorite character, what's his name?
Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Murdoch,
Yeah.
every
Mad
kid's
Dog.
favorite.
Everybody, yeah.
Every kid. Mr. T
Dwight
was awesome,
Schultz.
but Murdoch was just the
Barkley.
best.
Well, then, of course, you
Yeah,
had...
Lieutenant Barkley. That is correct from Star Trek Next
Yeah,
Gen.
Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
Pretty the fool.
You ain't get me on no airplane.
B.A. Baracus.
Sure, I'll eat that thing that you just gave me before we fly on the plane.
Get him every time.
Yeah, sucker.
"You know I don't fly."
You ain't get me off the ground.
Get me on no plane.
Mr. T, the man with his
You
own
let that fool fly
cartoon.
the helicopter.
Remember when they gave Mike Tyson a cartoon that was like almost just
Oh,
like a
my.
recreation of the
Oh,
Mr. T
geez.
cartoon from the 80s?
Gosh, no.
Well, it was an adult cartoon. It was
I
meant
get
to be
it.
tongue in
Right.
cheek.
Gotcha.
It was absolutely an homage to the Mr. T cartoon.
Always loved that Mad Dog was not part of the team, right?
Yep.
He was just the guy that flew them, right?
Yep. That's all he had time for.
So he was never officially part of the team and never was in trouble.
Yeah.
Officially.
I want to back up your story bringing this in because I remember the first time that Emily was around when all the goons were about. We're all out by the fire in the backyard.
Oh, she busted out?
And someone brings up A-Team,
she
and
did.
without even prompting, without saying, "Shh, quiet, guys," she just immediately robotically
Went
launched
right-
into that.
Went
And
right into it.
At the end of the monologue, everyone cheered. They're like, "There's a girl what knows stuff about this. We've heard of them on the internet, but we've never seen one.
She's one of us.
Yeah, one of us. I was just saying tonight, I said, I love it when we get together because your wife knows more about TV than I do.
Does.
And I love being able to talk about all the just weird stuff.
Talking about what, River Kwai last week?
Yep.
I was watching it, cramming it in, that day. And I had never seen or heard of that film.
Right.
She walks in, sees me watching, and she goes, "Oh, River Kwai."
Yeah.
Like, all right. Okay.
Well, like last night, we're talking about, or last week, talking about Cary Grant. And I'm like, the one that I really love, the one that got me hooked on Cary Grant when I was a kid was one nobody's ever seen, is Operation Petticoat. She's like, oh, yeah, Operation Petticoat. I'm like, you're the only human being other than my dad who can talk about that movie with me. Oh, my gosh.
So, A-Team, good stuff, man.
That's a good one.
Defined my childhood.
Yeah, there it is.
A generation.
You rode around in a guy's van.
A generation.
Mike would, anytime he saw a cargo van, would just wander up to it.
I remember having the A-Team Matchbox car.
Yeah. So, dude, yes.
Yeah.
I have one upstairs right now.
Nice.
I bet you do.
Nice.
And it won't be there after
There's
next Labor
probably
Day.
a box in my old closet at my parents' house with the most beat up, scraped up 18 van Matchbox car.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. That's a good one. Howie, take us around.
All right. So this one for me
Yes.
gave me the biggest goosebumps every time.
Uh-oh.
Because it gave me the feels before I got to watch one of my favorite TV shows that was out at the time called Battlestar Galactica. And
The original?
Yep, the original.
Yes. Oh, that was going to be mine. But I got to replace one. This is the new one.
That's
It's
the new one.
I know. I'm messing with Garrick.
I was going to say, I don't recall you liking the original, Howie.
You're right.
No.
This one. I want to break out my DVDs right now.
It's giving me an itch. It's giving me an itch I can't scratch, Michael.
Yeah. And it has this like.
Why would you break out your DVDs?
It has this,
That's all I have. It's not on
chorus
streaming, is it?
beginning, and then
Mike,
it gets into the meat.
It's somewhere.
Gotcha.
It's somewhere streaming.
I see what you're saying.
And the thing I love about it too is when it gets to this part, they show like what's coming up in this episode.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go watch this right now.
Dude, this TV show. Oh,
I remember when we first got you hooked on it. We were up to like 4 a.m. watching it.
you told me it's like, oh man, it's just the first episode. We're good.
I didn't realize first
It's
episode
a
was
fucking
4 hours
miniseries.
long.
I didn't know. We were up to like 4 in the morning.
We
that
were.
night.
It was literally 4 in the morning when I left your house to drive home.
Oh man, never looked back. God, what a great show. Oh,
To this day, I'm like, yep, I want to go watch it. Every time I hear that,
You guys excited about the new Battlestar?
I'm always excited about new Battlestar.
I felt like all the little sub spin-offs were garbage.
No, they were, but I watched every single
this
one
is
of
not
them.
related though. This is going to be it's going to be a reboot.
I've heard that it's a soft reboot.
I have not heard
soft?
that.
Okay.
How soft can it be?
Well, just a companion piece.
I
I don't know.
Because I thought it was a different showrunners and everything. It's
Well,
not-
yeah, but would not.
Are they going to have the cut angles of the paper?
Yeah, are they going to have every book?
If they
in
don't, it's not
Which we've
Battlestar.
heard they've had plenty of like.
When I
whoops,
started
we wish
watching,
we would not have done that.
When I started watching that show, like 2 episodes in, I literally was thinking, I bet they wish they hadn't done that.
They
Started-
did.
Yeah.
Actually, if you watch documentary behind the scenes,
and
they're
they're
like,
we
oh
should-
God, we've got to do this every time now.
If you never watched Battlestar, basically to differentiate it from normal us, right, to make them a little more different, for whatever reason, everything that was on paper, instead of being rectangular, they clipped the corners to make it octagonal.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, oh, here's a little stylistic thing. And then a couple seasons in, they're like, oh my God, we have to cut everything on the planet. And yeah, they talk about the documentary about how we kind of wish we didn't do that. I was like, man, that's got to take a lot of effort. Someone said at the paper chart.
How many times
You know
when
what,
this
though?
movie was or when the show was playing did you say frack?
Oh man,
Oh, what
frack
the
was
frack?
all the time.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's kind of
Fracking
stupid
A.
and ingenious at the
That's
same
their
time.
sci-fi friendly curse word.
Yep.
Right there.
They fracked all the time.
Yep. There's a lot of fracking on that show.
Mother
Yeah.
Oh
frackers.
my.
Yeah.
And every time I hear the word frack, I think of Starbuck.
Yeah.
I
I got my picture with her. And
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm. Starbuck. I still say it. hottest man on TV. That woman.
Well, when
because in the
that
show
first
she was so
season,
masculine.
that first season
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah,
oh my
she's
goodness,
ripped.
Yeah,
But
God.
since then, I've seen Katie Sackhoff and so many things. The reason, and again on Longmire, Vic on Longmire. Oh man, I love Katie.
I just think of her character arc in Battlestar.
Oh,
Remember,
geez.
she was killed and like was gone for a season.
Yeah,
and then
almost, yeah.
suddenly was back, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What the
That's
fuck?"
crazy.
I wonder if
There
that's
were
when
so
she
many-
had cancer.
Oh, really?
She's a
Yeah,
cancer
maybe.
survivor, and I wonder
Yeah.
it wasn't too
Could've been.
serious.
Yeah, right.
I remember hearing her talk about it on Hardwick. That she would make jokes about it, like "Hello, cancer," like. But I wonder if that was then.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
may
know.
have. May have
Look-
been.
looking at it.
God, I love that show.
That was a good show.
That's one of those that, I mean, for me, the end episode did not disappoint.
Everybody
so-
was pissed,
yeah.
and I was like,
It's
"It's
so
fine."
hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to end a series, Game of Thrones,
Mhm.
on a note where everybody's just like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
I loved that ending.
I liked how they wove in like the skeleton of the
Yeah.
what's her name,
Mhm.
like the real the real remains of I don't remember the name, anthropomorpho something. I don't give a
Right.
crap. Cro-Magna something. Lucy is the name of the
Lucy,
skeleton. I remember that. And like how they like literally directly incorporated that, how they almost went like justifying the start of like a Judeo-Christian religion with
Yeah.
the angel art.
Galen.
I was like,
yeah.
you know what? That's fair. There's been a lot of weird crap in this show, and they're trying to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God, I love that show.
That's a good show. Good show, Garrick.
Good show. All right. So I'm going back, way back,
Do
Way
it.
Take us
back
on the
machine.
Wayback Machine.
Do it.
way to this is a show I caught on Nick at Night because I was not alive when
Yeah.
it first aired. It's the original Lost in Space.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
show.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I didn't find out till a lot later who actually composed the theme song to the show. It was actually John Williams.
Dum,
What?
dum.
The one, the only.
The father of the guy who wrote
John
Africa.
T. Williams, the
John.
third.
If I don't have it right,
Esquire.
you need to let me know.
Yeah, because there's so many Lost in Spaces. There's like 4 different ones now.
The original TV show. Yep, that's the one.
That sounds like John
It's just
Williams.
like that, it's just that like classic 60s, 70s, like heavy brass.
Yeah.
And the animated opening is
Yeah.
cool.
By
And
the way,
I loved the show when I was a kid.
I
loved it.
didn't have cable, so I never got to watch this show until after the
Oh.
movie came out, which ruined the
wow.
entire franchise for me. Except for the fact that I kind of had a weird crush on the younger daughter. who
Oh
was-
yeah.
She was the one that was on Mean Girls. Yeah.
Oh, Lacey Chalmers.
Yeah. She was also on Party of 5, if I remember correctly, which is
Yeah,
a
that's
weird one for me to remember.
Yeah.
It's a wild song.
It's just
It's
like
great. It's got all those heavy horns that shows had back then.
it's discordant, but yet it's still connected,
Yep.
and it's exciting, just like the show was.
Yep. Yeah. By the way, my daughter is getting downright pissed at Netflix for not already having a new season of the new show.
Well, they're filming it. I think.
Yeah, they've been working on it forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, my daughter, like every couple of weeks, is there any more Lost in Space? No, kid. She's like,
I got
Ugh.
I got super excited when they used that theme. I think it was for one of the intros or extras. They used that theme,
Yeah.
the original,
Right.
But they like updated it. A little.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
That's a good show. That's a good show.
Show.
Wow, cool. All right, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this for the team.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a bunch of easy gimmies out there, but this one, I don't think it's the first one that a lot of people think of when they think of like classic TV themes that really stick to their bones. But there was an episode of The Goldbergs about this song. So, Howie, I'm going to have to ask you to thank me for being a friend, because we're going to need to cover the Golden Girls theme song. I don't care if we're a bunch of 40-something dudes.
What?
I don't care.
Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls theme is one of, because everyone knows the lyrics, even if they don't know that they know the lyrics. As soon as they hear it, they can sing right along with it. And I'm about to do exactly that. I'm going to warn you right up front.
Uh-oh.
This show, my whole family watched the show, even though it had like all the little like innuendos and stuff like that, we never missed it. And we all of my family was just amazed that we were so into a show about old ladies. You know what I mean? Here it is. Thank you for being a friend. Sing along. Don't be a hoe. Travel down
I don't know the words.
and back
Sorry.
again. Yes, you do. You were all singing it earlier.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode.
You're an outlier. They don't. And if you do a party.
I definitely don't know this part.
You guys are all liars.
I don't know this part.
How I really
Liars.
I just said, thank you for being a friend.
And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
There, I'm a friend to you. I sang part of it.
It is.
nailed it.
Uh-oh, extended version.
That's all I can find.
There was a special guest on this
Quick
episode.
Order.
That's all right. There was an episode of Goldbergs that was like themed around this song. It was in the first couple seasons, I think. But
Yeah.
this show was a like tearaway, like runaway train hit. Yeah.
That's my favorite part of the song. The end.
And literally, like everybody had a favorite character. Nobody's was Dorothy. But let's be honest, B. Arthur playing the straight character, like the straight man, quote unquote, on that show was essential because she's surrounded by, Blanche and Rose and Sophia, and like all of the three of them were archetypes. And she was a little bit too, but the show is expertly crafted. And that song, I don't know that song's that good. It's hokey and dumb, but it's just ingrained.
Well, it's one of those things where that show was so great that it was associated with that show, and which made it great by proxy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this, but honorable mention to Empty Nest, because Empty Nest was in universe with the Golden Girls, because the doctor on Empty Nest was like one of their doctors, and then he got a spinoff show. And like, I think every now and then, like one of them would come on his show, and that also had a great theme to it too. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and then pass the torch then, Mike.
All right. I'm struggling here because I want to go real old school.
Well, I know which one I would tell
this
you
is
to do.
pre my birth.
Yeah,
Mike, geez, they had TV back then?
You want me to do that one?
Do this one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I want you to do, because I was going to do it.
Okay.
I don't think they had TV.
Well, before
Mike was born.
All right. So I'm going to tell you that it's the Munsters theme.
Yes.
So you can pull it up.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know. That was so honorable mention.
But before I go there, I really was struggling because I really wanted to say Scooby-Doo and I really wanted to say Flintstones.
I think I have two left that I want to do.
Yeah. No, you have one left.
No, I got two.
I've done three.
I got two.
I have at least 7. guys.
I just
decided
threw out my honorable mentions. There's no reason for that.
Well, you can only do one in case you take one of mine.
But I've got two left.
Howie's like, you don't understand. I have two.
So the Munsters.
The
Monsters.
that guitar.
That surf.
That minor key guitar. This is back when rock and roll was just getting representation on TV. Not just getting started, but like it was just getting acknowledged by primetime television.
For those who don't know the Munsters, if you're a little on the young side, this was a TV show that basically was a comedy collection of like all the tropes that like the old scary movie tropes.
For young people, think of the universal monster universe that has that was stillborn, but now Paul Feig is apparently helming.
Yeah. Oh, well,
good luck with that.
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy as everyone.
Oh boy. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But,
so you have Herman Munster, who's basically Frankenstein's monster.
He's a Frankenstein analog.
Right.
Yes,
so you have Grandpa, who's basically Dracula.
Yep.
You've got the wife, who's basically
Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein. You've got little Eddie, who's
a werewolf.
He's a
werewolf.
like
a pseudo vampire, also a werewolf.
Yes.
Because reasons.
Yeah, what's up with him?
Reasons.
Oh man, that Widow's Peak.
I know.
Kid rocking that Widow's Peak, Eddie Munster.
That that show.
And then you got the normal girl, right?
Yeah, then you got
that's right, the cousin that is considered ugly.
Yeah, she's hideous to them because she's normal.
She's normal.
But she's like the quintessential gorgeous blonde.
Oh my gosh, that show was so classic.
It
man.
was.
Oh my gosh, and it was so ridiculous.
Yeah, the thing about that show that I think made it so relevant was the fact that I mean,
love Herman's laugh.
Yeah, yeah. The show was it was a satire of general entertainment. They were turning everything on its head.
Yeah, right.
And also the Beatles were on that show. They played. They had a different name, but they played "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
Really?
Yeah, on the show.
Oh my god, I've never seen that episode.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find
I remember
that.
seeing that and being like, "What is this?" Yeah.
That show, I mean, that's back in the old Nick at Night days.
Oh, see, for me, again, I didn't have cable. This was like literally Saturday afternoon, like
Maybe
weird local Chicago station.
They could have paid for cable.
I should have done that. I should have done the paper route.
Yeah.
Old and classic.
What were you thinking?
It's a guitar. I mean, the Munsters, it wasn't that on, like, every now and then there'd be an episode where, like, everyone would be, like, doing the twist to, like, a rock and roll song. Like, they would totally, like they're doing the Batusi.
Right.
From the Batman show. Like, it was so tongue-in-cheek. They knew that they existed for the young people. They weren't there to attract any old geezers to the show, especially back in the 60s. My God.
I mean, this is basically a freakazoid family, and they take the freakazoid family and throw them into, like, just normal society.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensues.
And of course, you got to mention there was always the feud between people who were bigger fans of the Addams Family,
right.
and people who were bigger fans of the Munsters.
Oh man,
I love the Addams Family, but the Munsters were always more my speed. Honorable mention there because Mike's already performing it. The animated feature coming out very soon.
I know.
And that's by Blue Sky Entertainment that did the Peanuts movie, which I love. So we'll see. We'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, Howie.
Well,
who has two?
My honorable mention would be the Wonder Years.
Oh man!
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you get up and walk out on me?
Stand up. Stand up and walk out on me.
yeah, I'm about to.
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key.
Help from my friend.
That is one of those. When you hear it, you can't not sing along with it.
I'm sorry, Ringo. You got upstage.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it Croker? Bill Croker? Am I saying that right? Crochet? What is his name?
Isn't it Crocker?
Jim Belushi.
I thought it was Crocker, but
it could be
it's
Crocker.
Cocker.
Cocker. No, I think you're right.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Joe Cocker?
Cochran.
You might be
Cocker.
right.
Joe.
That's it.
Joe Croquet
Croquet.
sings that
Jim
song
Croce.
literally 9,000
Joe
times
Benedict's.
better than Ringo Starr did.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. I like the Beatles, but almost every Beatles cover is better than the Beatles.
Especially when they covered I Want to Hold Your Hand on the Munsters.
When they covered themselves.
They covered them.
Yeah. But man,
That's a nice honest, honorable mention.
Adam Savage.
Adam Savage.
Adam Savage.
With John Jacob Cachet.
Whoa, never
Fred
mind.
Savage.
Thank you.
Popular director of many comedies these days.
And
Wendy, who is a mathematician.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Marilyn Manson.
And still extremely hot.
Not true. Not true about the Marilyn Manson thing.
I know. What the hell? That was so dumb.
No, but it's just like
that's one of those urban legends growing up.
Billy Corgan being Jamie from Small Wonder. People only believe it because they both have the vocal properties of a buzzsaw.
It's amazing we actually went this long on my honorable mention, but which is the reason why
We
it was my
weren't
honorable
gonna
mention.
not sing that song.
Well, that's the reason it was my honorable.
What would you do?
But
all right, here we go.
The greatest American hero.
Oh, thank God!
Oh, wow.
Thank God, I've been hoping this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this song. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't not sing this. Me, I can't believe in myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. Should have been somebody else.
Bum, 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 bum.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Flying away, I swing on a prayer.
Hey guys,
Who could it be?
could it be?
Believe it or not, it's just me. Oh my gosh.
This song is more 80s than any song ever.
It's more 80s than the 80s.
It's more 80s. It's almost as 80s as his hair.
Yeah.
John Cat.
Yes, the blonde,
Oh my
tight curls,
gosh.
the curl fro that he had.
That's
That show was so short-lived. But like I remember as a kid being
It was
so
interesting.
excited when this show came on and my dad being like, all right. But I thought my dad was just letting me watch a show with him.
Yeah.
I didn't realize my dad was tolerating a show for my sake. Now I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like all the times I watched, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Now,
with
this
my
is
dog.
one of those theme songs that was so popular at the time. It was on pop radio.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could turn on
See,
the radio
that
at that time.
I don't remember. I think
you
I was-
were younger than me.
Yeah, like I was
So-
probably just out of diapers.
Right. So, yeah, that's one you could turn on the radio. That's how popular that song
Oh
was.
man. And that show is so forgotten. It's
Yeah.
so forgotten. It,
It was
fell off the radio
It was an
hard.
interesting.
It fell off so hard that the dude what was married to Rebecca Romaine, like they just pretty much remade the show with him later. You remember the dude
Oh,
from
wow.
Sliders? What's that? No, not Stamos. The dude from Sliders.
Oh, My Secret Identity?
Yes, My Secret Identity. I felt even when it came out was like, this is that show with the blonde curly hair.
Didn't it have
guy.
John Rhys Davies in it, or was that? No,
That was Sliders. Sliders had. You don't remember My Secret? It might have been a little past you.
That was, yeah.
It was.
It
It was.
aerosol cans.
It was
with
another.
float.
Yeah, it was another show about a young dude with powers
Yeah.
that
Could
was
run really fast.
maybe 5-6 years after Greatest
Huh.
American Hero. Of course, to me, it seemed like 20 years back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That show only lasted, what, 2 seasons
Yeah.
or something? I mean,
Yeah.
real short.
real brief. I remember one time asking my dad about that show, and he goes, "No, I don't think it's on anymore."
It
And
was-
that was like one of the first times I had to confront that TV shows end,
Yeah.
and I was like,
That's one of those where the theme song may have, been better than the show.
"Yeah, that's
really,
fair."
I mean, the show, the concept was really interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
it was basically an alien species, and they came and left a suit, and
Yeah.
he put it on, and he had superpowers.
It was pretty much Venom.
But but the thing about that
Yeah, the
show that
symbiote.
always frustrated me is that he never got any better. Like when he tried to fly, he always sucked at flying.
Yeah.
It's like, really, he can't get
Like,
better.
come on, dude, let's learn. Let's learn together. All right,
Yeah. But the theme
Come on,
was
man.
Amazeballs.
Yes,
It was.
yes, sir.
Garrick, what's up?
Well, of course, my number one. I have to go with The Knight Rider.
knew it was coming.
Oh yes,
This is an
Knight
80s
Rider.
jerk off. Is
oh
what
my
circle jerk.
gosh, I love this one.
Well, they have the best things.
I think all but two of
according to
these
the
have
guys
been from the 80s.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I used to have this. Went out and downloaded a MIDI to download to my flip phone
Mhm.
to use this as my ring.
So when I call you, it ring.
No,
it's
this
Knight
was a
Rider.
flip phone mic that I had.
No, he does not have
People-
anymore.
People
This
had
may
flip
take
phones
me a
in the
while to
90s, right?
actually get the original because
Yeah, back in the
we
day,
are
this is
filtered
Garrick's.
with-
This was Garrick's mobile rotary phone.
All right, you gotta
Yeah.
get the talking at the beginning. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Give me the story of the Knight Rider.
well, what the heck's going on
The
here?
very
Yeah,
brief
what the
time
This is
going
going to
on?
take me,
In the
might take me a
80s.
while.
in the
It's
80s. when-
KNIGHT.
No, there it is.
There it is.
Leaned right into it, Howie.
Wow.
So
Knight
cool.
Rider.
This is me playing on my Casio keyboard.
Do you know you're in for some action and adventure? When you
The story of a man
Sweet ass hair.
that does not exist.
I'm all about the hair on the last couple of songs.
Yeah, apparently Garrick likes only MIDI theme songs.
Yeah, I love MIDI. MIDI's the
Love him
best.
some MIDI.
Man, so good.
It is. You can't sing along with it though.
And my God, who didn't want a Knight 2000 of their own?
Oh,
Just
what a
saying.
kit. I would even settle for car.
I had
Either
the
one.
one that was about like 1.5 feet long, and it had that like plastic Michael Knight that was like maybe 7 inches, 6, 7 inches.
Have you
4 whole points of articulation.
have any of you gone back and watched the pilot of this show?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay, so
have.
the pilot, for those who don't know, they use a different actor because the whole idea is that basically it's a guy that doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
So supposedly he's killed, but it was great because they use this different actor, but they overdub David Hasselhoff's voice.
For what reason, too? For
I
what
don't know.
reason?
So they can match the voice.
It's a voice. Hello.
Don't worry about the face.
Star
Nail the
Wars was
voice.
doing it, so
Might as well.
Yeah, it gets a new. It's like Face Off. That's where they got Face Off movie.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
All right.
man.
I want to do a quick honorable mention.
We're gonna do a lot of honorable mentions.
I gotta do a quick. Well, yeah, we're gonna do some.
Have to pull up some Discord.
But
yeah.
real quick, I haven't seen the Discord conversation, but if I would remiss. I mean, we're all kind of going for like the cool shows that we're really into, stuff like that. But honest to God, there's one TV theme song that messes me up emotionally more than any other. And that's the theme to Mr. Rogers. Intro or outro. Because intro is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The outro is such a good feeling. To know you're alive is such a happy feeling inside. Those two songs both have such an emotional impact on me because when I was really little, Mr. Rogers was like 30 minutes of absolute friggin' magic. When it came on, I was thrilled. Like immediately, I would be like enraptured. And when he would get done singing the closing theme, I was like literally sad. I was sad when the show was over. And that has never stopped giving me that feeling. When that freaking Tom Hanks movie comes out, I'm going to go and bawl like a baby. So.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a documentary and I teared up, for God's sake.
all right. So we got 2 in the pipe.
Okay.
I'll do yours next.
Fair enough.
So we're gonna switch from being bawling like a baby
Yeah.
to
Now this is
Story.
yeah.
life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
So the Sancho Crane put out a list of top whatever, and this was the picture on the.
In West Philadelphia,
So I'm like,
born
yep.
and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside of school with a couple of guys that were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. She said, "Your mother went out here, Uncle Bel Air."
I whistled for
Good cabin when it came near. The license plate said fresh and they had dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare, but I thought, nah, forget it. Yo, home to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabby, "Yo, home, see you later." Prince of my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air.
I literally did not know until just this minute that I knew all those lyrics. I'm not kidding. I did not
That
know
was not the extended version.
Yeah,
So,
well,
Oh.
the extended version is just parents just don't understand.
All right. So I am on the Discord right now.
Oh no! Oh no!
And
wow,
we got a lot of Airwolf here. So
Yeah, you
the
do.
Jedi Lord, you pointed out some Airwolf.
yes.
And geez, who else here?
Airwolf is one of those shows. Again, it didn't last that long, I don't think, but
No.
man, it was so unique-ish.
It was
It was a
yeah,
cool
it was good.
helicopter.
It was a really cool looking helicopter. It's all you needed in
But-
the 80s.
this was
Cool
another
ass
one that we
Like,
got.
all right, we have a cool helicopter. What do we need now? A car. Well, but it has to be cool. It talks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Evil
Magnum
Summer,
PI.
here we go.
I got my mustache
This
fingers
is for
on.
you, my friend.
I forgot about this.
Yes. My wife wants to go back and rewatch the whole show, and I'm like,
I'd rewatch it just for Tom Selleck.
He's pretty hot.
Yeah,
he's a good-looking man even now.
Yeah,
He aged well. Like
Yeah, he did. He's a fine.
I'd bro crush that boy.
Yep. You love the Quigley Down Under. You remember how?
Who doesn't like Tom Selleck?
Do you remember how they tried to cast Tom Selleck as literally every movie leading man?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
yeah.
he wasn't in any of them.
No.
And it's best that way.
Yes, right.
Except for Quigley Down Under, which proved that it's best that he wasn't in all the rest of those
That's
movies.
probably true.
Yeah.
I would say he's had a good career.
Yes. Well, and Blue Bloods has been a huge resurgence for that guy.
Yeah.
With the Donnie Wahlbergs.
Word.
What's next?
Let's see here. Let's see. Wheelman is asking for Trailer Park Boys.
Oh my god.
I don't know this one.
I barely remember themed that.
I have never watched an episode. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But I've never heard the theme, so I guess we're gonna
This is gonna sound like the intro
We
to
are
a
gonna hear
Letterkenny
this.
episode or something. I don't remember the intro to Trailer Park Boys.
All right, here we go.
I got Down in Fraggle Rock caught in my head. Is that a problem?
Down in Fraggle Rock.
Oh, that's a good one there too.
No, it's really not, but for some reason it's resonating with me right now.
Fraggle Rock.
To be honest, if I was going to pick another honorable mention just to fill the gap here, the Muppets theme, the Muppet Show theme.
I was thinking the same thing, my friend. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I hope I got.
Oh,
Is this right?
I can't say for certain.
are you sure it's not Miss Maisel?
It says Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, it does. That's probably it.
Well, okay, this show is a Canadian show, and it's like really crass humor.
Okay, well now.
Yeah, it's really crass humor, so I think it's kind of like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The theme is very much on the nose because it makes you feel the opposite of what the show is actually like. Yeah.
Hardcastle and McCormick.
Hardcastle and
Oh
McCormick.
my God, I haven't heard those words
All right,
together.
this is Evil Summer. He's coming through again.
Hardcastle. You're gonna do Scarecrow Mrs. King next? My God.
A word. Hardcastle McCormick.
Hardcastle. I need to hear some Mannix. Wow.
I'm trying to remember this one. I know the show.
Yeah, I can't remember it. To save my life.
I know it's going to be one of those that as soon as I hear it.
Oh, that's a sweet car too.
Yep. Man. Wow.
Completely misses all the shots on the.
Still trying though. Still giving it a go.
No, it's the other guy now who's nailing it. So I don't think I've ever seen this. In fact, I know I've never seen this.
Man. I did not see this at the time. I think I watched it on some of those late night obscure Chicago airwaves channels when I was a kid, when I had horrible insomnia.
All right, this is an interesting one. The ER opening theme.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched that in forever.
I was done. I was done when Dr. Green left. I was like, I'm out. They died of the AIDS or whatever. Yep. That's what I remember.
Yeah, it's kind of got that nice.
Yep. Setting the stage. It's like, all right, everybody. George Clooney's about to get sexy and desperate up in here.
That's what it was about.
Yep. Oh, wait, no. Did Dr. Green die of AIDS? Or was it the chick with the dark hair that I can't remember the name of?
You're asking the wrong dude.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
This is the one with John Stamos in it.
Show for a while.
John
Oh,
Stamos?
yeah, John
That
Stamos
was
was on this show for a
Yeah,
while.
you're
That's
right.
later on, right?
Yeah.
My favorite character in the show was the big dude who was the nurse who was also on Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Parker Lewis.
All right, here's an interesting one. More 90s.
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't pick this song out of a lineup. Never watched the show. Not once. Maybe once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
some
bad.
Buffy there.
Sounds like
Sounds like a video
letters. Sounds
game.
like letters to Cleo.
It is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You sure you didn't pick the movie?
I don't know. It says I'm not seeing a
Differentiator.
and it's not showing me the opening. So hold on. That didn't quite
Put a pin in that one. Maybe they had the same theme, but slightly different.
No, that's it. This is it.
Good. It's a different version.
Yeah, sounds more.
This sounds more like a TV theme than anything you would ever have in a movie.
You know who the composer of the song is?
John Williams.
The band name is Nerf Herder.
Oh, the Nerf Herder. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, how about that? Yeah, comes back.
All right. Friend of the show, Petrie, is requesting Emergency.
Emergency? Oh, my God.
I'm trying to remember this one.
I'll know.
This is old school.
I'll know it when I hear it. It's really old school.
If I can find it.
Yeah, doesn't give you like an emergency TV theme. You might have to type all of that in to get it to come up. Wow.
72.
What?
Sounds like Police Squad.
I know. There you go, Petrie.
I feel like the theme to Police Squad was a lampoon on Emergency. I feel like the whole intro
Probably was.
I think the intro to Police Squad was actually a satire of Emergency, if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that.
That I wouldn't doubt it. That seems reasonable.
Can you pull up Police Squad theme, Howie, so we can do a comparison?
My God,
which
I
is
love
also
Leslie
the song,
Nielsen.
yeah, also in the first Naked Gun movie, I believe. Briefly.
Oh, I love those
that
movies.
Man was a treasure.
He was. He was another national treasure.
No one could look so serious and be so goofy. Yeah. What this doesn't have is what the show had was a siren going on the whole time. And it would just be, the car would be like going into a diner and ordering food.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like going through someone's colon. I mean, my God, that car went everywhere.
On a roller coaster.
Yeah, it'd be on a roller coaster.
Through the women's shower at the Y.
I want to go back and watch Police Squad now. By the way, favorite part of Police Squad was the closing shot, where they would always throw their heads up and laugh. But rather than do the freeze frame like every show, they just held still.
Yeah, so
and
the one guy's pouring coffee and it's just overflowing.
Running over his hand. And the song is playing, the credits are rolling, and they're all just trying to hold still. Oh, God.
One guy's got his head thrown back and he's laughing, but just holding still.
Remember how OJ was in that movie?
I loved OJ in that movie.
So this is a trivia. What's thing? Which TV show is this?
Oh my gosh, I know this.
Yeah. This isn't.
You got millions and millions of people screaming at you right now.
Really? I know this song. This isn't Simon and Simon, is it?
Boom.
Whoa.
Yeah! Booyah!
Nice. All right.
Well, I learned to love this show when I was in high school, and I had this weird thing where I would get like stomach ill like once a week or once every other week. I missed a lot of school. This show was on during the day for like an hour or 2 hour block, and I learned to freaking love that show.
All right. So Dr. Panda is requesting Star Trek, the original Star Trek theme.
Yeah.
Wee woo.
That's pretty classic.
It is indeed.
Pretty recognizable.
It is.
I would say this deserves to be on the list.
Yeah. All the
show.
Should we just cut to the closing credits of the reboot movie? The Kelvin timeline movie.
You want a Subway commercial?
Subway.
Is Jared in it? Because I feel like we could get in trouble if it's Jared.
Space. The final frontier.
The final frontier.
How is he still alive and just active on Twitter 24/7?
The voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds.
To speed up my voice so it sounds
New
higher.
life and new civilizations. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Here it comes. Wait for the drop. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. That J.J. Abrams' first film, when the closing credits immediately jumped into the classic song.
Yes.
It felt good.
It did. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that first one.
I do too.
A good one.
I feel like that first one's a great movie, actually. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
I know, me too.
I might dip my kid into that and see if she sticks to Star Trek at all. She hasn't really express any
Freddie the
interest.
ref.
Oh, Freddie's up in here.
Freddie is requesting some Speed Racer.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Garrick.
Now you're talking.
The 67 cartoon intro.
Oh,
No less.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Going
nice.
classic.
Let's
There you go, baby.
go.
Recognizable instantaneously.
Yeah. You know what you're in for? You're in for some speed and racing.
Here comes Speed Racer.
That's good stuff.
It's the
Steam on
60s. It's so 60s.
He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5.
It's Japanese, so we really don't know what's happening.
There's dangerous work to do. Bet your life's Speed Racer.
How he's laughing,
This is
shaking,
great.
laughing. It's so ridiculous.
It's great.
Go Speed Racer.
It is a good song.
Speed Racer. Go.
He's up and flying as he
Garrick, best use of this theme song right now. Name it.
Speed Racer the movie.
No, incorrect. The best use of this theme song was in Lo Wang, dude.
Oh, the Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior. Lo Wang, the Shadow Warrior, the old like Doom level graphics game that I believe it was id. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it was id that put out. And you go up to that little. You're in the carnival, and you go up to. Remember when the theme parks used to have the remote control cars, remote control boats? You guys remember that? You pop a quarter in, and you got a remote control a car or a boat. You basically in this you wander up to him in this like lo-fi graphics game, and there was a little Mach 5, and if you went up and controlled that one, you go Speed Racer, go, and like a really like that sounded like strong bad.
All right.
It was a more of a racist.
I'm going to see if you guys
depiction.
recognize this bad boy. I'm not even going to say what it is.
We should be probably doing that from the start. Oh, come on. Make me try. Waylon Jennings, dude. This is a freaking Duke Boys up in here. Dukes of Hazzard. My favorite show. My favorite primetime show as a kid.
Oh, you ever saw been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
Straight in the hood,
Yeah.
flat in the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will. Making their way,
The only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow.
just a good old boy. Wouldn't
Yeah, man.
I loved that show so much as a child, but going back and watching it now, I just feel a little awkward every time I hear it's Crazy Cooter. I'm
Crazy
like,
Cooter
okay, come on.
coming at you.
All right, that's awkward. We don't say that word anymore.
Not at all, man.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Crazy Cooter was the best part of the show.
Roscoe was.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
my Lord.
Yes, sir.
I just mentioned the Blue Sky
Oh, my
Peanuts movie earlier.
gosh.
If you haven't seen that and you like Peanuts, you need to watch that movie. They did a great job. Linus and Lucy, performed by, or written and performed by who now? Who now? One. I'm too drunk to remember his name. I'll probably remember it halfway through my Google search here. Because I used to listen to him all the time. Because obviously it's Vince Guaraldi of the Vince Guaraldi Trio.
Oh my gosh, that song is so beautiful.
Dude, I'm not kidding. If you want to live in Peanuts land for a little bit, go pick yourself up a couple Vince Guaraldi albums and just sit back and
Really?
you can feel it in a ton of you. There's a lot of Latin American influence in it as well. But like you just feel it in all of his music. Wait, what? That was gonna happen.
This is hard not to go through this episode and not mention Friends.
What about all
That's pretty
800
tough.
versions of the Cosby Show theme song?
Oh,
So,
man.
man.
Like almost every season they had a different version.
I'll be there for you.
You know, a lot of people have been seeing the mansion that's behind them when they're dancing in the fountain during the theme song, because that is also the same one from Hocus Pocus.
Really?
Yep, same place.
There you go.
It's a mansion. You feel like it's like, oh, they're trending in New York. It's a mansion that's not there.
We're going to see which one we get.
NY.
intelligent mobility.
Yeah, Nissan commercial.
Oh, all right. Oh wait, no, it's okay. Yep, there it is. It's the Latin samba Cosby
Latin
Show
samba
theme.
version. Yep.
Yep. Man, this show is never going to be beloved again. It's criminal. The show is brilliant, wonderful from front to back, but ain't nobody gonna remember it that way.
Let's see what this one is. Hold on.
Yep, this is the one I remember the most.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The big Apollo sign behind him.
Oh, that's when Raven Simone comes out. She's doing the little Egyptian dance.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's so Raven.
I feel like 90s has been underrepresented.
Bill Cosby was my hero throughout my childhood, and it's really a shame when you find out your hero's a serial rapist. But
yeah, right.
But
come on, 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
Give me some 90s, man.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Like Full House, Seinfeld.
Oh my God!
It's Fat Albert.
Nice.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you. And Bill's gonna show you a thing or two.
Bill's gonna do that. When he's not putting roofies in drinks, everything is tainted for me now.
You're ruining it, Corey.
Sanford and Son is what I thought this was when it first started.
Me too.
But then I immediately remember.
Sanford and Son is also classic, baby.
It really is.
That is good stuff right there. I'm hoping Howie's going to pull it up while I'm talking.
You would hope that, but Howie could throw a curveball at any minute. And
I know. That would be Howie.
That's true.
It would totally be Howie.
This is going to be Dynasty. There it is. Oh, this is one of the best. The amount of funk, the amount of pure, unadulterated funk in this song. I mean, it just sounds like a garbage band behind a hardware store, man. Oh, so good. Like electric piano going and that harmonica just trilling. Oh, good business. This Dynasty.
Okay.
All right, you got to do some Dallas.
I would say if you're gonna do Dynasty, it ain't right to not do Dallas, because Dallas was like a hit song.
Dude, that's one of those shows that my parents actually let me watch when I was a kid.
If I stayed awake after Dukes of Hazzard, I was allowed to watch it. Or was it Falcon Crest? Newhart. Yeah, here it is. Ready?
These people are rich and they sell oil.
Major Nelson's a dick now. Actually, that was one of the songs I was going to bring up, but
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie, and the reason why is because it's classic, but it's funny to me that the song is called the show is called I Dream of Jeannie, but they don't use the hit song I Dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was a hit song. It's #1 song way back in the Dizzle, and they're just like, nah, we're good. We don't need it. Oh,
there you go.
My gosh.
It's a rare condition.
There's some 90s.
This day and age. On the newspaper page. Love and tradition of grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find.
This show was a hit, and it became so dumb so fast when they leaned into Urkel.
They really leaned into Urkel.
Hard. Poor Jaleel White. Actually, he's doing pretty well for himself. From what
Stefan Urkel.
Yeah.
Oh, what about this?
Spin off of Perfect Strangers.
Hold on, we gotta wait for commercials.
Oh, of course we do.
Commercials.
Let's talk about commercials. Because how he's keeping secrets.
Yeah, of course.
I think Garrick's asleep.
Friday, happy days, the weekend comes. my single house. Thanks to you.
That's a different lyrics than I remember. Baby, there it is.
Gray sky.
Hello, blue. Nothing can hold me when I hold you. It's so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. That's what I remember. These days are all right. Look at it. Look at it. You can see them from here. They're casting shadows on my arm right now. I love this show.
We're not going to do this whole 3 minute.
You're not going to do Jody Loves Chachi? And no, you don't have to do that. Please don't feel compelled.
No.
We got to tie this one off, gentlemen. This is a couple
We could go all night.
Yeah, we could.
We could. Oh, baby. But we're not gonna, because this has been a walk down memory lane. Obviously, there are some fantastic themes that would be at the top of people's charts. Like I said, Cheers, Night Court, they're at the top of my list. But it's too easy. It's too easy. You got to dig a little deeper than that. You got to dig a little deeper than that. So
like Tour of Duty.
Yeah, my God, that was a stretch. Thank you, Howie, for that. I mean, it was obviously an easily recognizable song.
Yes.
So, but yeah. Anyhow, thank you all for joining us tonight. Won't you please join us on Discord, where you can help contribute to what we're doing here. And obviously, you're hearing some of our Discord peeps popping in suggestions. We're going to do more of that. We want you to be a part of it. Go to twitter.com, which is where Twitter is, if you didn't know that. At FlyCasual1138 is a Twitter handle, and in the profile you will find a link to our Discord, or just go to the website. You listen to this on the website. Go to bettercon.com. It's right there. You can just click. There's a little thing. Looks like just like Discord thing. You just go, and there you're there.
And you clicky.
You're the part of it. You'll be part of the Discord, and then you can be part of this conversation, because we like to interact with you. You're important to us. Will you be our neighbor? In the meantime, oh yeah, go give us a good rating, whatever. I don't care. It's late. I'm Corey. Over there's Mike.
Hey, go to YouTube as well and share the videos and comment and like them. That helps. It really helps get new people on there. Yeah, so do it, please.
Sell that crap. Thank you. Over there's Howie.
Yo, ditto.
And Garrick is. Oh no, there he is.
I mean, yeah.
That's how I used to put him to bed at night. I'd play TV things. You just conk right out, just like that. Works every time.
It's my thing.
Yep. All right, everybody.
And I have special outro music.
Yeah, I hope it's what I think it is, because we are definitely jelly. I knew. You hit me. You hit me. I knew it. You're right where I am right now. Oh God, I'm gonna start crying. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't do this right now, Howie.
This is about. He talks about pets.
Oh yeah. This is a whole episode.
Mr. Rogers talks about pets.
I just like looking at the little model town, dude. Yep. Is this the intro or the actual credits outro?
This is the intro. Okay. I was trying to find the outro really quick, but I couldn't. So
it's a good feeling. Guys, start trying. It's a good feeling as well.
That's
yeah. Could you be mine? This man is one of the great. It's like Jesus is number one, and Gandhi is pissed off that he didn't make number two. That's where Mr. Rogers is. Number two.
I've always wanted to have a neighbor just like
you cannot be better than Mr. Rogers without being divine. Can't do it. Can't do it.
The most of this beautiful day, since we're together. Might
as well toss that shoe.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Mr. Rogers didn't pass away. God just wanted a neighbor.
No, that's sappy as all get out, but I love it.
My neighbor.
Yep.
Oh, how you are sweet as jelly. You are sweet.
Wasn't he just caught up in a cloud and taken to heaven?
Pretty much. I think he ascended. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see Tom Hanks do it. Don't spoil the end of the movie.